everything about nature has always just been a part of who I am. I've always appreciated being outside and listening to the wind and the water. It just kind of made sense to become a park ranger. I'm super happy that the Park Service is here and then I can participate in it. My name is Jeremiah RisingBuffalo Maybee, and I come from the Northern Arapaho and Seneca Nations, and I'm a District Supervisory Park Ranger here at Rocky Mountain National Park's Eastern Division, which is the Estes Park side. Our Indigenous people have such a strong connection to this. There's stories that go back centuries, if not thousands of years, talking about the Rocky Mountains. I hear stories from the Ute. I hear stories from our Arapaho people. There are so many different sacred connections to this all. Knowing that it's one of our traditional homelands is pretty powerful. When I look at the trees, I see ancestors. And I see the ancestors of the people from the past. So each of these trees represents a different ancestor. And as I walk through Rocky Mountain National Park, I feel like I'm connected to my ancestors. I look at it as a connection to every single person who enters Rocky Mountain National Park. Their ancestors are here too. I believe that it's not just my ancestors, but it's the ancestors of everyone. And so one thing I tell people is, as you walk through Rocky Mountain National Park, find a spot and just sit there and think about your ancestors. Think about where they came from and what your heritage is. And then think about them standing with you and represented by the trees and the grasses and the bushes and the wind and the water. That is what I would consider sacred. It's a park that celebrates all of us. What inspires me about this whole area is just the enormity of what Rocky Mountain National Park is. Being able to get away from people and away from the sounds of the city and being able to be alone or laugh with a group of friends as you walk down a trail is inspiring, and that's worth protecting and preserving. Being able to go snowshoeing in the winter or go hike to a beautiful lake in the summer, just reconnecting with nature is such a beautiful thing to have occur. We need to allow people the opportunity to learn about Indigenous perspectives and cultural stories so that they can celebrate, honor, and respect the past. Here in Estes Park, there is an excitement that seems to be unfolding. When I start telling the story of our tribal nations, I see the spark in people's eyes, and I see the optimism, and I see the willingness to want to listen and learn about Indigenous people. And that is what keeps me going, and that is what tells me we are ready to start hearing about Indigenous perspectives. Once we rebuild that trust, then we can heal, and once we heal, we come home. And once we come home, we appreciate each other's cultural backgrounds. That's how Rocky Mountain National Park is participating in this healing process for Indigenous people.